Welcome back. Let's now learn about the filter method, which we learned before is used to filter for elements, that is to satisfy a certain condition. And then now, how do we specify such conditions means we use a callback function again. So now let's work with our movements. And so now the filter array. And once again, I will start with the regular function. And just like the other callback functions like in the map and for each, this one also gets access to the current array element as well as the index. So, and the entire array also. But let's only work with the current element, which in filter is usually all that we need. So here I'm giving movements, that is short form move. Now what we want to do here is to create an array of the deposits. So let's actually write that here. Const deposits, that is equal. So here the deposits and deposits are only the movements that are above 0. So we already know that, right? Now let's indeed take a look at the movements. Let's write here console.log movements. Now let's reload. See here. So we want to filter out these negative values. So here that condition is so that only the values that has the condition will then make it into a new array, and passing that condition means that it is true. So that we want to return something here. Let's write here return. And so the trick is that we return a Boolean value. So here in this case, all we need to do is to say the current moment. So that is greater than 0. Let's write here moment that is greater than 0. And so now only the array elements for which the condition is true will make it into the deposits array. So all the other ones will simply get filtered and they will not be included in the deposits array. So let's write here console.log deposits. Now let's reload. See here we get only the positive values. So that's what we are doing here. So just as I told you, if you know how to use the callback function correctly and if you know how and why it works, then all of these methods become really simple. And once more, I also want you to use a for of loop here again so that you can appreciate the difference. So let's write here for const movement of movements. So now here we need the same condition. So let's write here if movement is greater than 0, then we want to push the current element into a new array. So for that, const deposits form. So here I am taking an empty array so that we simply push it here in this empty array. So now let's write here deposits form dot push and then now let's log this into console.log deposits form. Now let's see the result. See here we have the same result, and so you could again ask what is the big difference here. So like what is the big deal and why not just use the for of loop for everything? And the reason is for that again the push that exists in JavaScript for using more functional code like this. But there is a more practical implementation here, and that's because we can actually use all of these methods together, basically use them all in one after another to build a big final result. Here we mixed string methods with the array methods. But later on we will do like big chains. So that would be completely impossible using the for of loop. So that is the big advantage of using the methods instead of the regular for loop. So anyway, now I have just another small challenge for you here, which is to create an array of the withdrawals. So for that, let's write const withdrawals. So I want to create this array without looking at the code we already load. So the withdrawals should only have these negative numbers. So for that, let's write here moments dot filter, and now I will use an arrow function here. So I will leave this one with a regular one, and now an arrow function moment, that is arrow mark, and then moment is less than 0. So here this is the condition that we actually want to return. So let's log this into console with the trolls. Now let's see the result. See here we have only the negative numbers. So here in this condition, all the positive ones here are false. So therefore they were not in the withdrawals array. And so here this callback function get access to the current index and the whole array. So this is all about the usage of the filter method. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.